Hi guys, it's Pure Gamer and today, well, we're back with another video. It's been a while, I know, I'm sorry, I've been waiting for this to come out really, because I've not wanted to play anything else but this for the past God knows how long. So here we are, playing Flight Simulator 2020, finally. Now when I clicked on the game and did the 91 gigabyte update thing, it was very painful. I just went to sleep while I did it after a while. Got to 30%, I was like, I cannot sit through this all night. Because that was 2 in the morning already. So I came on this morning after it done its update and clicked continue, and then it said I was worried about the PC not working, but it says it's high end and the only thing above it is the Ultra. So I believe I'm doing good. My graphics might not be perfect, but they should be good enough to play the game without any issues. Hopefully, touching wood there, purely because I'm not 100% sure. It would be nice to have the game look exactly how we're seeing it in the photos and the videos and things like that. I'm not going to spend £1,000 on a graphics card yet. I don't make money from YouTube, so it wouldn't be any profit coming from it or anything like that. So it'd be a waste of my own money to spend £1,000 on a graphics card just for Flight Simulator 2020. Because most likely I'll buy games that come out on the next gen, the Xbox One X and the PS4, 5. I couldn't remember which PlayStation were on them, but you know, the brand new Xbox and the brand new PlayStation, I'll get them and we'll play probably the exclusives on both of them. So like Forza and Gran Turismo, Spider-Man if that's one, Halo maybe, we'll see, you know, different games. We'll also test out Flight Simulator on the Xbox because that's free on Game Pass. So it'd be interesting to see how it differs. Obviously the graphics won't be the same surely, because you can't have like a GTX 10,000 whatever we're on now, whatever the latest is that costs like £1,000 just to have. You can't have that in your Xbox, but then your Xbox might be more powerful than that when it first starts and launches. I don't really know. Now as you see, the loading times do take a while, but that's because it's loading live satellite images. So obviously if we fly past a town or a city, it loads that live satelliting images. It's pretty cool. I like that. I decided I was going to go for that instead of going for the boring just pre-satellites that are taken from like Bing. This is live Bing, as in like it gets updated, so something like, I don't know, if someone was to knock down a building, it probably wouldn't be there the next time you fly over it. Come on. I believe that's the plane we're flying. The Skyhawk. In fact, we're not even loaded on the game yet, are we? So I think that is the first plane that we're going to be flying, a Cessna, I believe, because we're going to do the tutorial things, because obviously I haven't got the whole yoke and the throttles and the flaps and all that stuff. I've literally got my controller and I've got the keyboard, because that's how I think I should play it until I can afford to go out and spend a yoke and things like that after paying car insurance and all the fun stuff. We'll be back in a second. Okay, so here we go. So we have the world map. I will click on and load it for you. Now it is going to be a bit slower than what it was before when I first launched it, purely because we're running the Elgato with it. So the world map, and obviously I believe, yeah, so my time is 12:17. So can we push that an hour forward? Or is it just going to change from what the world is? No, okay, so United Kingdom, let's look for you. Right, let's zoom in so we can see under the thing. So if we see Spain, then we know United Kingdoms. Well, it's not like exactly, it's Antarctica, I think. What have we got? There we go. There it is. Now I'm going to be taking off from this runway and been trying to find where I live. Obviously I won't pinpoint where I live, but I'll give you a reference to it. And where's... ooh, Navy. What's that? Let's zoom to details. Is it an actual naval base or is it just... Oh, right, okay, so we can go off the ramping point. I know this game is highly detailed and there's probably bird strikes and everything in this, so it'll be quite interesting to see. So I don't know, I think this could be a live weather thing right now, so clouds above. There's only one way to find out. Yeah, I can account that is real time. Can we zoom? It's a shame we can't zoom into like a map, you know, so you could just like see the actual world itself. That'd be kind of cool. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back. We're going to go on flight training. We're going to jump in a Cessna. And we're going to learn the basic controls. Then we're going to go through all these. But obviously we'll see how long they take. Because obviously if we split in between two videos, we do this in this video, this in that another video, then that would be quite good. But we'll just see how we get for timing. Plus I don't know how it's going to go with handling the Elgato running, because it ran perfectly in this mission exactly. I just ran it for like 30 to 40 seconds just to see how the graphics look good enough. But then now we're going to have the Elgato running, it's going to put more stress on the PC. So it'll be interesting to see how things go. In this training you will learn the following. The alterating one alterator or alterating, I don't actually know. 2 flaps, 3 rudder, 4 elevator. Okay, this will be interesting. And obviously they're numbered there to what they are. So 1 is your very left end and probably very right end of your wing. The inner part of the wing is your flaps. In fact, no, that's 3. What? No, 3 is your rudder, so at the back. I was going to say that didn't make sense because your flaps are on your wing. Your rudder, so that's 4. No, 4's elevator. I'm getting mixed up because it says rudder, and then yeah, I'm not seeing like the little comma. Right, okay. So I know what they are anyway, but I didn't know the alternator is the one on the right. No, the one on the left, and then on the far right. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, some of the graphics don't look the best, but then some of them actually look quite good. Like if we look over there, it's pretty cool. Right. Can I zoom out? Because that looks... There we go, that's a bit better. Right, I'm not in control. She is at the moment.
First things first, let's get familiar with your surroundings.
Oh, that's the outside of the plane. Okay, that's cool. Whoa.
Don't worry. I've got the stick while you get your bearings.
Okay, right. So control C. Is that? Okay. Yes, we have great visibility. To the left.
This is Red Rock
Right.
territory.
Okay, it's pretty cool.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Very. You wouldn't have to travel anywhere with this game, would you? Bearing you had the right graphics, probably go for 1 up above mine really, because mine are old now. Mine are like 2-3 years old. There might even be a generation behind actually. I'm not too sure. Right. So left, right, up. Right, okay. So what I want to do is go a little bit higher. There we go. Just so I'm above. I actually see where I'm going to be crashing into, and then that is sort of freely around the cabin. Now that's quite a bit of lag there, but that's, you know, it wasn't lagging a few minutes ago when I first launched it without the Elgato, so I'm hoping it's just that, and it'll buffer. So left 1, and then Alt 1. Okay, it's really struggling with the Elgato.
See if you can spot the
There we go. Right.
The runway should be.
No, it's not. It's just occasional buffers that you expect. The game's first just launched with, don't know, the grounds. Oh well. If we have to get an upgrade, maybe we'll have to upgrade. Oh, we'll see.
Now that we're oriented, it's your turn. Time to fly this bird.
Oh yay, we're gonna finally get to fly. Right, I'm in control. I can tell because it's immediately just turning.
I still remember my first instructor saying the yoke is like a steering.
Okay, that's very sensitive.
Sure, you can turn, but you can also.
That's probably why it's best using the yoke. Because you can actually have real sensitivity, not just turn.
And the ailerons, they allow the plane to roll and bank into turns.
I wonder whether we can roll this thing. You ready?
Try rolling to the right. Nice.
Okay, that is a roll. That is a roll. That is a roll. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Right, set the plane straight.
Good.
There we go. Right.
Of course, the yoke also...
I'm using that little thing above. Yeah, the thing that
and
keeps
the
turning.
elevator affects the plane's pitch, right?
That is what I'm using to send to myself.
Back on the stick. The plane starts to climb. Give it a shot.
Okay,
The most valuable things in aviation are
it
speed.
is very reactive, this plane, isn't it?
But notice when you're pitching...
But I think it is purely because I'm just using the controller. Look at it.
You could add more power. Or for now, let's just pitch down.
Okay, you asked for it.
Just like that. Your speed's picking up again.
Yeah, that's a mountain there. Let's not pitch into that mountain.
As you level back out, let's talk about another control. The rudders at your feet.
Oh, the rudders. Down there.
Rudder pedals control the aircraft's side-to-side movement, also known as yaw.
The them things there.
The ground, those
Oh, they do move, look.
steer the plane left or
That's cool.
right.
Oh, we better pull up, pull up, pull up. Where? Oh, yeah, thought that might be happening.
Try it
Jeez,
out.
that was a bit close.
Watch the plane's nose skew to either side.
So basically when you're landing, it's really bad weather, you might need to... Oh, and...
Simple enough, right?
Oh, can you actually do a full 360 with...
Before
Just
we
rudder.
go on, let's bring the plane back to straight-up flight. Make sure
Yeah,
the
but-
dashboard is aligned 3 to 4 inches below the horizon for a cruise attitude.
I think we probably need to rise, because we're now at the mountain range. We want to be a little bit higher than them, I'm assuming.
Okay, the last thing we're going to cover now is the throttle.
Okay, the throttle. Right, so we're going to zoom out for this. Throttle is always that one. I remember that from the old flight sims.
Full control over the power
15 years ago they came out.
Let's see what happens when you cut all the power.
Okay, give me a minute.
Surprise, surprise. Our altitude is...
Yeah, the altitude decreases. And we go slower.
This might be a good time for a piloting PSA. Always keep an eye on your surroundings. Because
Yeah, I think we're doing good.
it's a low-flying duck. Alright, let's go ahead
Probably
and throttle
it
back.
going this height towards the airport at this range probably wouldn't be the best. Fall in, pull up a bit, look
There we
around.
go. Speed is increasing, and as long as we maintain the same attitude, our altitude will
Attitude,
keep
altitude, not attitude, unless I'm wrong.
You're
I'm sure it's
really
altitude,
getting the hang of your controls. Before long, you won't even need a co-pilot.
That'd be very cool. I'm aware though that you can get the co-pilot to fly and do radio, yeah.
Simply flying the plane, I'll be here. You can pass me the controls when you're ready to finish your session, or keep flying.
Yeah, I think we're good for now. We just hand it over to her and get the next one on, just to see what we can do. Hang on. So, to delegate aircraft controls, we're going to need to know this one. Left control, Alt, and X. Left control, Alt, X. Okay, nothing's happening there. That's worrying. Alt and X. Let's see if it's the Xbox button. No, it's not. Okay. Houston, we have an issue. A big issue. Let's see if we have to be just stable. Yeah, I can't delegate the aircraft. It's an issue. To delegate aircraft controls, press Control, Alt, and X. It's doing nothing. Houston, we have an issue. Someone help me, please. Pretty please. Basic controls, no. Can we hand over the thing by this? Okay, right. Let's get stable and then we'll try again. We'll also thingy the throttle down. There we go. Okay, so it just says press, so it's... Nope, that isn't working for me. Unless my keyboard's broke, but then Control C works. So that doesn't make sense. Let's try this one. I'm not sure what to do then. I'm stuck in the sky. I might just cut the engine by accident by literally just going across each one. I need the engine to kick back in, please. Or take control of the aircraft. It's totally up to you what you want to do. I'd probably take over the aircraft like now. Like, please now. Okay, Houston, we are going into a mountain. That's the throttle in.
You've left the training airspace. You need to go back.
Yeah, if you could... Yeah, okay, you see that tree? Yeah, that's our airport. Hold up! Hold up! Oh, can we land in that nice bit? No, we're going into the ground. Well, that was sad.
Alright, I have control.
There we go. All I had to do was change the key bindings and it works, so I don't really know what happened there. But, oh well. And it's not an affecting key bind either. I went through them all that I could find and just made sure it wasn't on defects. Okay, so debriefing. Brilliant. Let's get on to the next flight. What's this? Okay, right, so we need to start getting things like that up, don't we? Takeoffs, landings. Yes, I want to continue to the training menu. Okay, here we go. So, training, altitude plus power equals performance. This training session you will explore the core fundamentals of flying, learning the main altitudes of flight, change pitch, altitude to control speed, attitude to flying, change the pitch, altitude to control speed, adjust the power to control the rate of climb / descent. Okay, where are we going? There we go. Fly. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Sedona. I think we're in the same. Yeah, we're in the same area and that. Give it a second to buffer out like it did last time.
How your plane is oriented relative to the horizon. If you look outside, you can see the cockpit is just about 4 inches below the horizon line.
Okay, this one's really suffering this time.
We're flying straight with a decent rate of speed. This is the cruise attitude. Let's see how it reads on your instruments.
I kind of can't at this exact second. Got quite a bit of lag going on. It's literally purely because the Elgato's running over, I can tell. There we go. Now, right, see? It just takes a second. So obviously when I'm doing my own flights, I'll literally just give it a minute just to control itself. Right, that is the most important thing, I believe, that.
It shows your current attitude.
Because if you're in the soil fully, pointing down, you're going to hit the ground. If you're pointing up too high, you'll stall. That is the plane nose, I believe. That's the wings. And obviously that, I don't really know.
Pretty much straight and level. Okay, now let's see how much power the engine's generating. Check your tachometer.
I don't know which one that is. You're going to have to highlight that for me.
Around 2,300 revolutions per minute. Combined, attitude and engine RPMs translate
Nope, get rid of
to
the...
aircraft performance.
That's airspeed. That's all you want. Airspeed. Okay.
Now, last but not least, check your altimeter.
Altimeter, that one.
Altitude, you always want to read the small needle.
And we got a clock too. That's
How
cool.
many thousands of feet up you are. Then on to the big needle for the hundreds.
Okay.
With our current attitude and power output, we're holding a speed of 90 knots and a stable altitude.
90 knots? That's not bad.
But that's about to change. Take the stick when you're ready.
Oh god. Right. Reset camera.
Pull back slightly on the yoke to raise the nose just above the horizon line. About 2 inches. Make sure you don't pitch up too much, or the angle will be too steep to create lift. And without enough lift, we'll stall.
So the thing when you're using a controller, you can't just slightly pull up, you gotta
Full throttle and start climbing.
slowly just tap the thing and just keep it in place. Alright, increase the throttle. Okay.
Welcome to the climb attitude. See how it shows up on your attitude indicator and tachometer?
Not really, because I can't really pay attention to them.
According
Okay,
to
that's
your
the wrong button.
altimeter, we're gaining altitude. But we're losing airspeed even
Well, we're
at
not.
throttle.
There we go.
You can't avoid basic
So
physics while making
gaining
climb.
altitude but losing speed.
Okay, before we go on,
But if we do that,
back to a
it's the
cruise
other way.
attitude.
Right, cruising
Stop on
altitude.
the yoke and aim your nose just below the horizon. Then throttle back down to 2,300 RPMs.
Okay.
Nice job.
There we
We're
go.
now set up with the same attitude and power we had at the top of our lesson.
Yeah, there's no need to have 100%
Next
while we're
up
just
is
above the sky with
attitude.
no issues.
Start by reducing your
Understanding
RPMs to
climbing
1,800.
altitude.
Then
Okay.
drop the plane's nose a bit further below the horizon.
So reduce the throttle. Okay, so reduce the throttle.
As
Aim the
expected,
aircraft
the
nose
down attitude
further
altitude
below,
is
so like that.
increasing, while our speed is picking up. Why don't you get us back to a cruise attitude, and we'll hit the last part of our lesson.
So what I'll do is I'll push that up to like 60%. Turn around. Then I'll aim the nose just below the horizon. And then we're going to push the throttle in.
There we go.
There we
Now
go,
that we know how
perfect.
to cruise, climb, and descend, let's talk about the turn attitude. Gently pull the yoke left or right to start
Yep,
rolling the plane.
gently pulling it left.
If you take a look outside, you can see how our attitude's changed. But you can also check your instruments for the details. As a general rule, you always want to keep your
That
turn
left
under
one,
30
the
degrees.
bottom left one, obviously that's like, just tells you how much you're
At the top
turning
of
like
your attitude
ridiculous
indicator,
or just
there's a series of notches representing 10
normal.
degrees each.
Fine.
Use them to control your roll. Notice the more you turn, the more you need to pull back on the yoke to maintain altitude.
Yeah, I know that.
When you're rolling out, you'll need to do the opposite. Roll and push at the same time.
Roll and push.
The more you know about the main
That's
attitudes of
not a
flight,
good idea, because that
the
means you
more
just
get
go
in
into the
a
ground.
state of mind. So keep practicing, and whenever you're done, pass me the controls.
Okay, I've changed that to numlock.
Thanks. I've got
There we
you
go.
all now. Well
You
done.
take control. Okay, that's another flying lesson done. Next, flight training is takeoff and level flight. So I'm assuming that's just the takeoff and then leveling off in the top, you know, when you get up in your level. I don't know whether this will teach us, you know, the whole ground control of, like, speaking to air traffic control and doing the whole taxiing thing, or it's just going to do the exact taxi off the runway, not the whole getting from the gate to the runway, well, to the side part of the runway to the runway to then fully taxi off. But that says 55 knots to 75 knots when we're going vertical. During an initial climb, you should maintain the runway heading. Most aircraft have a takeoff level of flaps, so don't forget to adjust them. Yeah, because you can break the plane. Training missions teach you new techniques, but you will need to practice them in your own time. For many planes, steering on the ground is done with the rudder, but some planes use the tiller. So basically use the rudders when we're on the ground. Okay, that's an important thing. Okay, here we go. We're back in Sedona. I believe we're on that runway that we kept, flying past, I think.
There's an old saying I like.
Alright.
A mile of road will take you a mile. A mile of runway will take you anywhere.
Now, as we remember last time, just give it a minute to...
Taking off isn't hard, but there are a few key points to remember. First,
Let it do its little lag out first.
to the wind, which won't be an issue on a calm day like today. Second, before we enter a runway, we always make sure it's clear.
Okay, I believe... No, it's still got a bit of lag, you can just feel it. Right, okay. Hold X.
Everything looks good.
There you go, that's the runway.
Go ahead and taxi into position.
Okay, disengage the parking brake. We're going to have to do this with a bit of lag, I think. Hang on, there you go, it's buffed itself out now. Y and B, was it? Okay, so Y and B's parking brake. Align to stop the aircraft on the runway using the Y brake. Okay. I'm not 100% sure. Do we need to add more throttle? Use like 20% throttle. I believe I'm missing something too, aren't I? Otherwise, well, we wouldn't be just sitting here. Right, that Control C will help us right now, maybe? I don't think it will. No, it's not going to help us. Right, okay, so we'll go to this. Go to... No, that's that. Objectives. So yeah, because I've missed an objective, because I was too busy dealing with the lag, I've now missed an objective. Ah, YB. Are we moving forward? I believe we are. Okay, I'm probably going to... yeah, that's probably actually a perfect thing, isn't it? So we're just going to slowly hit to the runway. Going to go more forward. We're going to follow that yellow line as much as we can.
Alright, let's do this.
Okay, that's worked.
Power, and I'll walk you through the takeoff as we go.
Apply full power. Now, you're never meant to do this with 747, are you, when you're sitting still? Allow that to happen. Keep hold of the brake for a second. Let go of the brake. cruise throttle to maximum power that we've done.
Use your rudders to stay on the center line and keep pushing
Yep.
power until you reach 55 knots. Good. Now gently pull back on the yoke. Line up
Gently
the top
pulling
of your
back on the
instrument
yoke.
with a couple inches above the horizon. That'll pitch us up and set a good climb attitude. And we're airborne.
Yep, we are very airborne.
Stop flying straight. Use your rudders.
Yep, doing that.
Runway heading of 210 degrees. Maintain 75 knots, and we'll reach our target altitude of 5,500 feet in no time.
Okay, we're not hitting 75 knots, we're actually probably slowing down. It also looks like we're about to hit a stalling speed. There you go, we're hitting a stalling speed now. Okay, now we're increasing the speed. 75 knots about to be hit, I think. Just lower it a bit. There we go. That's what we're after. And then climb 5,000 feet. But we'll have to do that in a way where so we've got to increase speed in a plane like this while going higher, which is hard. Right, now we just need to maintain 70... Oh, hang on. That is going down. Oh, well, that's good, isn't it? We've been on for what?
500 feet.
There we go.
That's
Perfect.
altitude for part 2 of our lesson.
The internet's just decided it's had enough. Oh well, that's
Straight
fine.
and level flight. First step here is adjusting our attitude.
I like the sun glare though, and I like the clouds. I can't wait to get up into them. Right, okay. So use the yoke to straighten up, maintain the altitude of... So we need to decrease then, don't we? Using our instruments outside of the plane, I believe... Ah, there you go. So we need to go lower. Just take it down a bit. Just a little bit. There we go.
We're in a cruise attitude, pushing back.
Perfect.
To stay level at our target altitude, let's start by easing the throttle.
There you go. Now it's successfully connected. I'm sure the Wi-Fi will do that randomly. Because Virgin Media for the win. Right. Lower the revs per minute. Okay. So now we're going to take off the throttle. Okay.
You've probably noticed, to maintain altitude, you need to pitch the nose up.
Yes, you do.
Keep pulling on the yoke to hold steady, but that's not really a
Yeah, but it
precise
becomes a
way to
pain.
control. Probably better to adjust your trim wheel until you don't need to push or pull on the yoke. Drag the trim down when you need to set the nose up. Drag it up to set the nose down. Try adding trim to keep us at 5,500 feet without increasing throttle. If you feel our pitch slipping and need to get
Okay,
back to the proper
so
attitude, don't
Y plus that,
pull on the yoke,
or
then
Y
dial
plus
in the brake
that.
trim.
Okay.
The way I was taught, when you adjust the trim, you make rough changes at first to remove pressure on the yoke, then small adjustments to find the perfect setting to keep your desired attitude. That's the key to straight and level flight.
It's not really working though, is it?
Pushing or pulling on the yoke. And that gives you more time to enjoy the ride.
Because I'm having to put all the work in there.
Whenever
But
you're
then,
ready to pass the controls, I'll be here.
yep, I'm going to pass the controls over if that's alright to you.
Okay, I have control. Hope you enjoy
You have
the
control. Okay, complete. Okay, so that is where we're going to end this episode. I think what we're going to do in the next video is we'll do landing and all the other stuff. So that is the end of this video, guys. It's Flight Simulator 2020's first video that I've done. Not the best pilot ever, but you know, we'll learn and hopefully we'll be flying around the world in no problem. Obviously, if you want to fly somewhere, it does take like 9-10 hours in real life, I think. I believe, because it is the real world satellite imaging, so it will take a long time. So we'll probably just stay around our areas and stay in areas, you know, just have a little fun with the game really for now, until I get some more time off. So that is where we're going this episode, guys. I will join you in the next video, which will be Flight Simulator 2020, and we'll be landing the plane. God save us all. So I'll see you guys in the next video.